for $200, you can get about 4 1-gallon buckets of resin or a 5-gallon pail. I get the 5-gallon pails because I'm going to use it up soon enough. I shake it up before transferring it to smaller, more convenient containers so that each container has about the same composition of resin in it because this can settle. The spout pulls out of the jug, and then you can unscrew a cap that can be screwed back in if you're using it straight out of the bucket, and then the seal pulls off. And once that second seal is pulled off and physically broken, air gets to the resin, and its shelf life will be much shorter now than it would have been if I kept the bucket sealed. So I've got a bunch of 1-gallon jugs to put it in. I put the jug in a pail to catch any that spills over, and I use a funnel. And I'm only going to pick up the bucket and pour out the first little bit. It's very difficult to hold up the weight of the bucket and to control the pouring. And the liquid is viscous, so it takes a while. So I only do this until I poured it out enough to leave a little bit of an air bubble in the bucket. And I've got a different technique that makes it easier and less sloppy to transfer the rest of the resin. I've got a raised up platform for the bucket. In this case, it's made out of 2 4x4s that are sitting on top of a pile of plywood that was there at the opening to the garage. So as you can see, I can lean the bucket over on its side with the spout up and nothing comes out. And when I want to pour the resin, I roll the bucket a little bit so that the spout gets lower than the liquid, and then it pours out. And it's real easy to control. If you want it to come out faster, you roll the bucket more on its side. And if you want it to slow down, you roll the bucket back a little bit. And when you've got your container full, you can roll the bucket all the way back so the spout is up at the top, and then it stops flowing and you can switch containers. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got 6 of these water jugs. I think they're a little bit less than a gallon. So I get 6 of these out of a 5-gallon bucket. And so that's the technique. I got a little bucket to catch the slop, a funnel, and I just roll the big bucket to control the flow. And yeah, I guess I'll speed some of this up because now that you've got the idea of how this works, it's pretty much as boring as watching paint pour. So one after the other, my water jugs get filled up with Gelcoat. And I do the same thing with the regular polyester fiberglass resin. And now that I've filled up a bunch of buckets, the 5-gallon pail is a lot lighter. And so I'm just going to pick it up and pour from by hand for the last couple of containers full. And I have to use this resin pretty quick. You know, a few weeks is probably okay. 6 months would be a really long time to have it in these containers. I don't know about Gelcoat, but I do know that the regular polyester resin likes to form these solid crystals inside the container once it's been exposed to the air. So I'm just cleaning everything up with acetone here. There isn't a lot to clean up because there was that little bucket to catch any drips. Mostly I'm just cleaning off the funnel and one or two little drips that got on the concrete. And that's it. Another job well done.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Very nice.